Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. The National Navy informed that 98 citizens of Honduras who were in the waters of the archipelago were returned to their country.
The Colombian Navy supported the humanitarian efforts to transport and return to waters bordering Honduras 98 people who were in San Andres since September 8 after the fishing boat Mistress G of Honduran flag in which they were transported was caught by Colombian naval units carrying out illegal fishing activities in Colombian waters. The humanitarian transport was carried out in support of the government of San Andres and Providence, Colombia Migration, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In this way, it was possible to coordinate efforts between the chancelleries of Colombia and Honduras in order to comply with the supplementary administrative measure imposed by the Colombian Immigration Authority and guarantee the conditions of human dignity of the Honduran crew.
The Secretariat of Mobility have been doing preliminary works in the central area of the island as they are analyzing the different points where vertical and horizontal signage works can be done.
From the Mobility Secretariat, the appropriation of vertical and horizontal signaling works was carried out under the slogan Pequeñas Grandes Obras. This came about from an agreement made earlier in the year 2022, a contractual work in conjunction with the National Road Safety Agency.
We are making an initial visit with the contractors and with the inspectors of one of the most important works that are by virtue of an agreement that the governor signed with the National Road Safety Agency, which is to do with Pequeñas Grandes Obras in the department. We have already seen how in recent days it began in the ring road perimeter where you see some speed reducers. Totally different given that the community has vandalized the speed reducers that they have previously placed. These speed reducers are going to save lives. Likewise in the urban part. We already started the inspection of works yesterday where both inspectors and contractors are showing us the different points to be intervened.
In these agreements, the intervention will be carried out on several roads, prioritizing speed reducers for pedestrian safety. This was reported by the head of the Mobility Office, Luis Viloria.
We have points at the Barracuda, on the Newval Avenue, at the Portofino gas station, on Colon Avenue, 5 Corner from Schoolhouse to the Black Dog sector. This is going to allow people to identify what is the proper process of transiting on the roads. These activities that we do is to reduce and raise awareness.
With these actions, the Road Safety Authority seeks to protect the lives of citizens in sectors with a high flow of vehicular mobility in the island's urban area.
And through the National Program of Coordination, the Ministry of Culture invites different sectors of the island to participate in a call focused on strengthening the artistic and cultural sector in the country.
Based on the public policy of Ministry of Culture focused on offering resources to the cultural and artistic sector, the Ministry of Culture invites the community to participate in the National Consultation Program where they could receive support to co-finance their cultural or artistic projects.
It is aimed at legal entities from both the public and private sectors that have the possibility of accessing these resources to develop artistic training projects, cultural training in general, to develop processes related to cultural events and festivities, as well as processes and projects aimed at different population groups, and an infinite number of processes that can be co-financed with resources from the ministry.
In the same vein, the official of the Ministry of Culture indicated the date of the event to be held on the island of San Andres. She also indicated how the current government's commitments are linked with the public policy that will co-finance the projects.
Tomorrow we are going to have a space in the Cultural Center on the Hill at 3 o'clock in the afternoon where we are going to socialize the details of this call, besides telling the cultural sector of San Andres what are the current government's plans for investment regarding culture, which are culture for peace, culture and Colombia in the planet art, and education for life. Each entity can present a project, and this can be funded by up to 50 million pesos, which will allow that entity to finance its cultural or artistic process.
The people who can participate in the event can be territorial entities, educational institutions, media focused on art and culture, as well as community action boards, foundations, organizations, corporations that have in their work the cultural sector, community councils from the Afro, Palenquero, Black, Raizal, and Rum peoples, and indigenous reservations.
In other news, the workers of the cleaning company who work at the island's airport break the silence. During the morning, the workers decide to cease their activities due to what they call an apparent persecution and abuse of power by the airport administration.
Hello, Lisa and the teleaudience. Greetings from the International Airport at the Gustavo Rojas Pinilla, where from early in the morning there's a peaceful manifestation from part of the cleaning personnel here in the airport. The person that they in charge of the cleaning of this international airport, they manifest to Teleislas News that they feel a persecution from part of the administration at the airport. So Sylvia Korshman, who is the vice speaker man of the personnel and the members of this enterprise that is here, the cleaning enterprise here in the departmental airport in San Andres, expressed their dissatisfaction with what is occurring with their job. This was what he said.
One of the reasons is because we're tired of the abuse and the disrespect to the personnel who do the cleaning in the airport. Disrespect in the sense I say we clean and them dirty, and when they see it dirty they not take it back up and things like that. Apart from that, we feel like the abuse of the authority in the sense I say that when you do the things, they no response to congratulate you or things like that. But when you make a mistake, them they right there on top of your back. They no try to encourage you to do the things them the right way, and they only they on top of you. They accuse. Plenty time we feel like a persecution because we no got control of the amount of people who come in and who go out. We no got control of what them dirty and what they not dirty. But we have to be conscious, or them have to be conscious, is that tourists go and come just like how residents go in and come out, and just like how the tourists make mess, the residents make mess.
Okay, so this is just some of the reasons then why the cleaning personnel here in the International Airport Gustavo Rojas Pinilla, they protest, they make a peaceful manifestation, and they decided not to work the day after today. The supervisor of the cleaning personnel here, he's Angelo Watson. He also agreed of this allegedly abuse they feel here by the director and by the administration of the airport. And he also explained the terms, how much people work in the airport by terms. So let's see what Angelo Watson said.
Se le ha dado la espalda a la aeronáutica civil.
Civil aviation has been turned away with the water supply. On the one hand, aside from that, tourists make disasters when they arrive. I wish Raizal people will see how people behave when they enter San Andres. They dirty the walls with excrement, and the workers have to deal with it. We had an average of 2 men. A picker, a gardener, a woman on the 3rd floor, 2 women in the living room, a woman on the beach, and 1 in the band. In the afternoon, 4 women and 2 men, and at night 2 women and 2 men.
Teleislas News tried on various occasions to get in communication with the director of the airport, Jose Lujan, but up to the start of this emission, we didn't get to communicate with him. Also, the cleaning personnel of the airport, they say they manifest to Teleislas News that tomorrow they will have a meeting and they will discuss their dissatisfaction and maybe what agreement they can come to. So Teleislas, of course, will be aware of the development of the conclusion and the agreement they get with the cleaning personnel, the administration of the airport and the cleaning personnel, and we will be transmitting this information to the community. This is our news in develop, and well, tomorrow we will be in a development of this news. This is Sylvette Mitchell Archibald from the International Airport of Gustavo Rojas Pinilla for Teleislas News.
Thank you, Sylvette. In other news, with the objective of sensitizing the media about their impact on suicide prevention in the community, a conversation was held in the auditorium of the departmental hospital, where journalists from the islands were the main guests.
seeking to sensitize the media on how they contribute to the reduction of suicide attempts and in general to the strengthening of mental health at the departmental level. A meeting was held between the Departmental Social State Enterprise and Island Media.
Today we worked on an approach to mental health, mental disorders, mental problems, and their differences, stigma, discrimination, and stereotypes, so that we can work tomorrow with the media in the way they write news and look for ways in which the information they provide to the community is done in a healthy way, taking into account how they inform us can help or not in the maintenance of mental health in the archipelago, and also how they write the news can influence or not in the cases of suicide or its prevention.
The departmental media invites all independent and dependent media to participate in the activity to be held tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 12:30 noon in the auditorium of the departmental hospital, where through the teaching of communication without hate, they will be taught how to support the prevention of suicide and mental health problems on the island.
The call for applications for the more than 50 programs offered by the Special Undergraduate Admission and Academic Mobility Program of the National University Caribbean Campus in various academic areas is just 2 days away from closing. We share information about the requirements.
The professor at the National University through Teleislas News invite young people to enroll in one of the 50 programs available in the Special Program of Admission and Undergraduate Academic Mobility at the National University.
To the university and inscribe, we have more than 50 careers in a different teams. We have health, in a health we have medicine, we have nurse, we have all kind of engineer career. We have system engineer, civil engineer, mechatronic engineer. So you have more than 50 options to choose between all the careers that we have. Which is the requirement to apply? You have to finish 10th grade and 11th grade in anyone at the school then from San Andres or Providence.
It is important to remember that to apply, the young person must have complete 10th and 11th grade in an institution of San Andres and Old Providence and must take to the facilities of the National University the ID card and their OCRE card.
Much attention, the production company Antillas Film is looking for natural actors for its next production set on the island.
In the coming months in the department, the shooting of a new production of Antillas Film will begin. This production seeks to show the history of the Middle Eastern community settled on the island and its relations with the Raizal ethnic community. It is for this reason that the production house opens casting for people of Arab, Turkish, and Lebanese descent.
Well, we want to invite all the Arab community and the Raizal people to come and present this casting. We are searching for talent, for people who wants to act, who wants to perform and represent their culture, make them be their own representatives, and they through them show their culture for first time in regional television. So that's the invitation to please come. We are this Wednesday the 21st, Friday 23rd, Saturday 24th, and the Monday 26th of September. During the week you can come from 4 p.m. In Black Dog in front of this big place that everybody knows, Miss Jai's lodging. You're welcome, please come. And this Saturday from 10:30 in the morning.
The production seeks to highlight the cultural diversity present in the archipelago from the fields of gastronomy, oral tradition, customs, and religion.
Now it's time for sport news with Victor Fosalba.
Hello, here are the best sports of the island. A great evening of baseball where the departmental league continues, organized by the Federation. Important afternoon for the Central team led by Edison Pereira, who played a well-planned game against the Rays and managed to win an important victory for the Central team. An excellent first inning for the Central team that managed to win this game with a spectacular home run by Axel Fikir, who with a man on base took it out of the stadium to put his team in the lead 4-0. We talked to Coach Edison Pereira, who told us more detail.
El partido estaba planificado porque teníamos.
The game was planned to win any way we could. We did not use any strategies, as you noticed. There was not much batting in the first inning. We came out winning 4-0, and that was what kept us in the game. We could not make many plays because we did not circulate the bases much, and besides, we needed to win because if not, we would drop to 4th place and we could be out of a pre-playoff that we are thinking of being able to do. Yesterday we came from Medellin casually, and I saw a few games of him, and I see that he hits the fastball easily, and the recommendation I gave him was that if it was a fastball to the middle, he should make the swing strong because he has an innate power as well as it happened in Medellin. He was given a pitch that the pitcher threw over the middle of the plate. It was a fastball way to his arms, and there you saw the result that he took it out of the stadium.
The Central remains alive, and the boys hope to be able to stay among the 4 top of the tournament, as stated by Pereira. And in another scenario, a great quadrangular of softball with a special guest invited. In an attempt to reactivate softball and maintain continuity among veteran players, a short softball tournament was organized. A special guest was the team of Lorica, Córdoba. The final of the short tournament was played between Aquamarina and the Raizales, a worthy final where the teams presented their best strategies with the advantage for those of Aquamarina, who have crowned champions of the friendly short tournament. With more details, Jose Erazo shared with us.
Efectivamente, nosotros para reactivar el...
To reactivate softball in San Andres, which we know is not very active since our tournament is over, we invited the team from Córdoba, which attended and did decent participation. Likewise, we invited the Raizales team, the Tiburones team, and our Aquamarina team, the host. And we are playing today the final with our arch-rival Raizales. We are always working towards making exchanges and going to national and international tournaments. We have a schedule to go to Panama in December. We are going to Monteria possibly in Easter. We also have an invitation to Sucre in the municipality of Monroa, where we were in a tournament which was successful, and we are always in favor of taking softball to national and international level.
Therefore, work will continue for the benefit of softball with more national and international tournaments, seeking the continuity and the benefit of the sport, as stated by Erazo. And this will be all in sports for the moment. I am Victor Fusalba, Teleislas News.
Thank you, Victor. With Sport News, we reach to the end of this broadcast, but we see you tonight at 8 p.m. with more Teleislas News. Good afternoon.